Hello and many thanks for joining us. This is Off the Press on Plus TV Africa. My name is Felicity Ezewuike. We basically look at papers and make sense of it. I'm kind of flying solo today, so I'll need you to stay with me so this can work. We have The Nation, This Day, Punch, Vanguard, and sports stories. We'll get to that. But let's start with The Nation newspaper. Expectedly, the Shiite leaders' pictures on the front page. The caption beside it is Shiite leaders, security operatives escort El-Zakzaky to India. That's the picture of the El-Zakzaky himself. Row over minimum wage payment delay. That's another one just beside it. And then we have suspected headsmen attack ex-teenager governor's father. At the top, we have EFCC traces cash to acquire ex-governor's wife. COSA, PFM panel to release report this week. That's on page 8 of the paper. We also have Makinde Ajimobi's rift deepens. Buhari to act on killing of policemen. A little bit of sports there also. Oyekuru joins Monaco for 20 million euros. That's it on your screen right now. Unfortunately, this is something I know a lot of persons are tired of hearing about, but it seems to be in our faces almost, it seems, on a daily basis. And that's the story of suicide. A bank manager commits suicide. There are details on page 5 of that of the paper. We go to the big screamer now. 2023, there it is. El-Rufai under fire over call to end zoning. PDP plots North-South contest. Unmasking kidnap kingpin Wadume. You might want to check it out. That's a picture of the said man himself. You might want to read that so we know who this person is. On the back page, Ebony and Ebony Gates revisited Olatunji Diary. What's that about? Take a look. Hardball, Salah and the Sultan's charge. The Sultan of Sokoto took on hate speech and how to deal with the menace, spot on in his Salah message. That's the intro on that piece on the back page of the Nation newspaper. Which do we go to next? Let's try Punch. Let's go to Punch. We'll go to This Day in a bit. Punch has a screamer here. DHQ orders Taraba Battalion to produce kidnapper Wadume, and killer soldiers moved to Abuja. Army grills commander. That's policemen killing on the front page. And cheering news on the pictures on the front page. I was going to say pictorial reportage, okay, on the front page. Picnickers at High Impact Amusement Park in Ogun State. There's the water slide. Oh, so many fun things at the play zone. Oh, there's another one. This one is from Play Zone Ikeja City Mall. And another one in Abuja, just basically capturing how people were celebrating Salah across the country. All right, Buhari Oshomole Tinubu absent from Oyegu 80th birthday. Varsity students rave, police arraign Randy soldier Wednesday. And then we have gunmen abduct chief imam's son, 2 siblings. Father rapes, impregnates 18-year-old daughter in Ogun. 18 years. 18-year-old woman is an adult. How is that? Obaseki pays surprise visit to Shomole in Edo. That's all on the front page of the paper. Let's take a look at what's at the top before we move on. The El-Zakzaky movement to India is captured on page 2. 9 Nigerian pilgrims died in Saudi Arabia. May they rest in peace. That's on page 10 if you'd like to go find details. And the federal government blames Labour for minimum wage payment delay. Labour is getting in the news gradually again on the issue of minimum wage. We're hoping that the federal government would do the needful and settle these issues. I mean, it's taking so long to begin implementation, and Labour is not having it. Let's see how that pans out. Controversy surrounds celebrated Nigerian physicist world award rather. Controversy surrounds celebrated Nigerian physicist world award. I was happy to read the story earlier that he got an award. What is the controversy? If you are interested, please go capture it on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. And just beneath that, you will see stakeholders fault 9% interest on palm oil loans. As some of the stories on the front page. Shehu Sani is also on the front page talking about the Southwest 2020 presidency. It's unfair to deny Southwest 2020 presidency. That's Shehu Sani, senator there speaking. And then gunmen abduct Chief Imam's son, 2 siblings, already taking that. We move to the back page of the Punch newspaper. Let's see what Ezewuike has to say today, and that's that strange shooting mistake by Nigerian soldiers, his perspective on the entire fiasco between the Nigerian police and the army. For those that might not be aware, there's an update as of yesterday that the Chief of Army Staff has issued a warning. We spoke to a security expert about it actually, and he said maybe it's being blown out of proportion because of the situation with the police, but he basically was advising them to go in mufti if they're traveling, for those on internal security, and as well that they should be careful with their interaction with the police because of heightened emotion. But that could be interpreted in different ways. And some say this probably alludes to the fact that there doesn't seem to be a de-escalation of the confrontation between the two groups. The army is yet to rephrase its comment about its soldiers assuming that the police officers were kidnappers, and that the police is not finding it funny. But the good news about it this morning is that we seem to have an update on the Wadume, the alleged kidnapped kingpin, who was being transferred to Jalingo, the Taraba State capital, for investigation when the shooting went place. On the front page of The Nation said, unmasking that man. Maybe we'll get a better understanding of where this whole thing is headed. That's on The Nation. And The Punch today has the thoughts of Ezewuike Onwuka. You might want to read it as well. A bit of expression there. Fun seekers still on the Eid al-Kabir celebration on the back page of The Punch newspaper. That's the picture for you, captioned expression. Okie dokie, we go to this day. Afraid of reprisal, Army wants personnel to stay clear of police. This was a big one yesterday, and this day is capturing it. I just talked about it like I saw it already. Urges traveling officers and men to wear mufti. Insists police team didn't inform other agencies of mission on Taraba kidnap kingpin. Buhari ignores El-Rufai, flies El-Zakzaky wife abroad for treatment. Afenifere Pandef hail government for obeying court order. Now, to understand this headline, even before you read it, if you have been following the story, you will notice that just after the court ruling, the Kaduna State government came out with a long list of conditions that El-Zakzaky must meet before they will assign people that will go with him. And among them was a guaranteed statement from the Indian government that they will not entertain any asylum requests from El-Zakzaky and his wife, that they should pay for their trip. So many conditions that was given. And now this day is sort of rubbing it in, just with the caption, before you read this story, I said, Buhari ignores El-Rufai, flies El-Zakzaky wife abroad for treatment. Well, please go read details for yourself. And 80 Hati chairs, that's the controversial, should I say controversial? No, I should say a celebrated chieftain of the APC, Odige Oyegu's 80th birthday Thanksgiving in Benin, Edo State, and that's the picture of the Edo State governor with him right there. Army repels insurgents after fierce 7-hour battle. At the top of the paper, we have Obaseki, reconciliation with Oshomole on course. says we've met to resolve our differences. So there's no long-term enemies in politics. You only have people with like interest. Jonathan's aide tells EFCC to prosecute APC leaders for alleged economic crimes. Who is this aide? You need to go find out on page 6 of the paper. Let's take a quick pip together and see what's there. Former aide to former president, Reno Mockery. Okay, expected. On the back page of the paper, we have Tuesdays with Ruben Abate. Today he's talking about when soldiers do police work. Disaster. That's another angle. I also drew your attention to the piece by Azuka on The Punch. Both of them are on the back page, so if you'd like to sample the thoughts of both men, you might want to take some time to read the paper. Okay, the Vanguard is next. Let's see what's here. Again, the killing of policemen, civilians captured. They're saying, killing of policemen, civilians in Taraba. How I narrowly escaped death. That survivor policeman speaking. A couple of riders there says, Lieutenant villagers saved him from being shot dead. Corpses to undergo autopsy in Abuja. They already arrived. Army wants soldiers against confrontation with policemen. Presidency reacts, says we'll do something soon. Now we take it again slowly, like I'm dragging it. It says, presidency reacts, says we'll do something soon. Okay, I'm just being dramatic. Details on page 5 of the paper. We have something else. Apapa Greenlock, a task team summons stakeholders meeting. We also have banker dumper driver commit suicide in Lagos. You married the wrong man. Lagos banker suicide note tells wife. Unfortunate. Ogun government threatens death penalty as kidnappers abduct chief imam's son. El-Zakzaky is on the front page as well with his wife. Off at last. That's the caption of that one. Southwest will launch outfits that tackle insecurity. That's Governor Oyetola on page 14 of the paper. Why I returned 1 million naira gratuity overpayment. That's pensioner. I need to know who this person is. In this Nigeria where we keep screaming there is so much corruption, we still have a whole bunch of honest Nigerians whose only desire is to see this country work. And this pensioner is setting an example for a lot of persons. 1 million naira, including yours truly, is a life changer. So congratulations to and kudos for the good work that this pensioner is doing. You might want to go read him up on page 13 of the Vanguard newspaper. I'll take it just for emphasis. Why I returned 1 million naira gratuity overpayment. That's what the pensioner is saying. Okay, at the top we have federal government labor tango over new minimum wage implementation. Buhari replaces Anang with Omoworare as Senate liaison officer. Additional Garbashe will retain positions as presidential spokesperson. We're still getting a reshuffle going on in the second term. Emmanuel Atta Nwodo reiterates need for restructuring true federalism. Where were they talking about that? On page 33 is what you get, where you get the details. We might as well just go on to the sports stories now. We have complete sports after we look at the back of the Vanguard newspaper. On the back of it, you have this one, UEFA Super Cup, Liverpool, Chelsea gear up for Titanic clash. Sports lovers will understand when they say Titanic clash that it's two bigwigs locking horns, so to speak. Anything can happen with Neymar transfer. Zidane. We also have Eminalo quits Monaco. Lampard dismisses Mourinho's Chelsea assessment. Pogba eyes Manchester United exit. There's always movement back and forth on the sports scene. We have League One. Osimhen named in Team of the Week. Ahead of African Games, Kadri appeals to government for Medicare. Iwobi to wait a bit longer for Everton debut. That's another one. And for UEFA Champions League draw fans, there's one for you. It holds on August 29. This is the league season. I'm told by the sports lovers in my office that it's a whole lot of game time. And Yusuf, one of the BBOG members, co-founder actually, put out on Twitter that some woman is taking her husband, and the woman she's referring to is the Premier League season, and she will have to drag the attention of her husband with it. Well, let's see what happens with all the sports stories. Let's move to Complete Sports now. He will be given 5 days to get fit for Everton debut. That's on the front page of Complete Sports. The man is on there as well. That's a picture of him. We also have Ukraine name venue for Eagles game to play September 10 tie in Dnipro. Juve plot Ericsson swap. There's another one here. Onyekuru seals 5-year Monaco move. Happy to join French League One club. We also have Pogba admits question mark over Man United future. Bayern in talks over Coutinho deal. Zidane opens door for Neymar move. That's another one for you on the front page of the Complete Sports newspaper. And of course, on the back page, you have all the transfer stories that was not captured or maybe just expatiated on the back page of the paper. And just before we go on the newspaper review this morning, I want us to take a look at the Mr. and Mrs. cartoon. This morning it says the wife is speaking to the husband, who is in the background. It says, since you were discharged from the hospital, it has been one phone call after another and text messages from female nurses. Did you go there to get well or to get fresh with those idiots? And the husband responds, in business, that's what they call after sales service. Whoever puts up this cartoon is a genius. Thank you very much for watching, and that's how we wrap off the press this morning. Please go see your vendor and read details of all the stories we've highlighted, or at least those that catch your interest. Take care and see you tomorrow.